Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, aka the Bod Father. I have an awesome guest on this show this evening. But first, I want to thank everybody who's in the chat room and everybody who's out there listening on the radio this evening. I really appreciate it. And this gentleman I'm going to bring on right now, he needs no further introduction whatsoever, but I'm going to tell you who he's from. The band Hatebreed. If you don't know who Hatebreed is, you're living under a rock. But without further ado, Matt Byrne. Matt, what's going on, brother?
The Bod Father, what's up, man? Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you. Good to talk to you. Now, you guys are just winding down right now and just taking it easy for right now, correct?
Yeah, we got home off the road. We've been out since the beginning of September. We got home 2 days before Thanksgiving. We've just been chilling out since we got home. We'll be home for the holidays. We only have 2 shows immediately after Christmas. Other than that, we've been home since Thanksgiving, and we're home until beginning of January. We'll go over to Europe for every other year we do this tour over there. It's a hardcore tour called the Persistence Tour, which is mostly German dates, but it kind of bounces in and out of Germany here and there. And it's about 2 weeks. This year we're doing it with Agnostic Front and H2O, as well as some other bands, so we're getting psyched for that. In the meantime, we're just kind of relaxing for the holidays.
You're playing with 2 of the most recognized hardcore bands right there, Agnostic Front and H2O. I mean, H2O, my God, they're awesome. And how does it feel to play with these bands, man?
Oh, it's great. It's a big honor. I mean, you know, when I was younger, I was fans of these guys, and they're like bands like Agnostic Front. That's what got me into hardcore. I was always a metalhead first and foremost. I think I came up on the thrash stuff, you know, the Bay Area thrash movement, bands like Slayer, Testament, Exodus, and that's where I learned to play drums. Really, I got into hardcore after, or later, rather, and it's bands like New York City bands like Sick of It All, Cro-Mags, and Agnostic Front that got me into that side of things. So to be, years later, to be playing with these bands and touring with them and say that I'm friends with them is really an honor.
This is your second stint with Hatebreed. Let's talk about how this is a lot different for you than it was the first time, if you don't mind.
No, not at all. I was in the band originally in 1998, and I was in the band for about a year, and it was just a different chemistry then. Everyone was a little younger, a lot rowdier, a lot more drunk, a lot crazier, and it was just... I think we were just at different points in our lives as people, you know, as just developing musicians and what we wanted out of life, I guess, at the time. So I ended up bowing out. And, you know, I kept playing. I was in other bands. At the time, Hatebreed was on Victory Records, and I jumped over to this band called All Out War, which was also on Victory Records. So I toured with them for a while, and then that kind of just fizzled out. And at the time... Even before Hatebreed, I was going to school to be a special education teacher. So when All Out War fizzled out, I figured, well, you know, I'll go back to school and I'll continue my education. And around that time, Hatebreed had gotten rid of whatever drummer they were using at the time, and they called me up. We hadn't talked in a couple years. They called me up to just kind of sit in and fill in for some shows because they were on Ozfest 2001, big tour. A lot of good things were happening for the band. And they were kind of stuck in the middle of the tour without a drummer, so I agreed to jump on some dates and get them through that, and the ball just started rolling from there. We kind of sorted things out. You know, after a couple years, we each had some growing up to do, and we did that, and when we came back together, I started playing with them again. It was like I had never left. The chemistry was still there. We were playing great, and we had come a long way as people, too, so we kind of patched up whatever was wrong with our relationship, and you know, the Ozfest rolled into doing the album Perseverance, which rolled into doing more touring, which rolled into just being like, hey, I'm back in the band. Let's do this.
Was you psyched when they called you back and said, hey, man, we need you?
Yeah, I was actually, you know, because I missed them, man. They were great guys. We were just in different spots in our lives at the time, so things didn't work out. And I was glad that they called me back, and once we started playing together again, and once we actually got in the studio and recorded stuff, because I hadn't recorded anything with the band, just toured, you know, once I started recording with them, you could see the chemistry, and everything just felt good amongst the band. Everyone was happy. We were writing good music. We were having a good time doing it. We hit the road hard. In 2002 alone, we did over 300 shows. You know, it was a great experience in all our lives, and And that was it, man. That's where we're at now. Here we are 12, 13 years later, and since I've been playing in the band, and we're going strong.
Still kicking ass, what I always say,
Kicking ass, that's right, man. Yeah, it feels good. I mean, we've done some great records over the years, and we've done some great tours, and we've toured a lot, and this is our lives. It's in our blood.
It seems like you guys are a touring band. I mean, it's like nonstop, constantly. You guys are touring.
Yeah, we're hardworking guys. Jamie's at the steering wheel of the whole machine, and yeah, we hit it hard, man. We've always been a touring band. Hatebreed's not a band that's being played on top 40 radio. It's good guys like you are showing us love and putting us on their radio shows, but it's not a common thing. We're not played all the time because it's heavy, aggressive music. It's not a mainstream thing. So a band like us, that's what we do. You get out in the van or the station wagon or the tour bus, you hit the road, and you do it.
But your music, to me, connects with so many young people, regardless with punk rock, horror punk, whatever you listen to. It's just that your guys' music connects, and it connected with me because I bounce all over the place. It's like I got ADD for music. But,
yeah, and it's easy to get that way these days because there are a lot of bands in every genre of music. So you're constantly bouncing around from this band to this band. You're constantly looking for new music, so you get turned on to other bands, and yeah, you get scatterbrained with everything out there.
Now, you guys just came off tour with Lamb of God. How was this tour, man? Let's talk about that and the new music that's on this new CD. We'll talk about that next, but how was this tour with Lamb of God?
It was great. It was 3 weeks long. Us and Lamb of God, as well as a slew of other bands, have kind of come up together in the music world, starting from way back in the day until now. So we've been friends with them for a long time. So to be able to tour with them every couple of years, and they're generous enough to take us out. They're like the biggest heavy metal band out there right now. They're generous enough to take us out with them, and we know it's always going to be a good time. And it is. It's great hanging out with the guys. It's great watching them kill it every night. They have a great production. This last tour, a great production, great live shows. The set list is great. So from a fan standpoint, it's great to tour with those guys, and they really take care of us, and it's always a good time.
I want to give it up to Randy Blythe and his family because I really hope that they can put this mess behind them, and hopefully the family can find peace because it's a bad time for everybody. But let's just get it off or put it behind and move on. It's just
it's a real unfortunate situation. That at this point there's no real end in sight for either side. So they need to get through it and figure it out and realize that Randy is not the guy to blame.
Exactly. It's like I told you earlier. I mean, when does it stop? I mean, you have to protect yourself on stage. You have to.
Yeah. I mean, think about back in 2000, 2004 with Dimebag. I mean, that set a different tone for the heavy music world right there. It changed everything. So, people jump on stage, singers, guitar players, they're out in the front there. They don't know who's coming at them.
No. It's like, they talk about in the 50s, I think, when the Big Bopper and Buddy Holly and them died, when music stood still. To me, when Dimebag died, that was when music stood still for me in my time.
Yeah, that's our generation.
Yeah.
Some people have the Big Bopper, Buddy Holly, Richie Valens thing back in the 50s. Yeah. Another generation has John Lennon, and we have Dimebag Darrell. Yeah. And all the events are unfortunate, but yeah, it's definitely a generational thing. And I hope this generation, doesn't have the Randy Blythe situation tacked onto it as well. I hope he can come out clean on the other side.
Me too. Now, Matt, you guys have a new CD that's coming out called The Divinity of Purpose, and I'm excited about this CD. I can't wait.
Good, I'm glad. Me too.
I'm excited about this CD because I can't wait to see what you guys have put together. I did listen to the song that's up on the website right now called Put It to the Torch.
Put It to the Torch, yeah.
Yes, very, very excellent, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, kind of, the entire album kind of has a mix of all the albums we've done over the years, but that song specifically, I think, really has the old school formula vibe of Hatebreed to it. Only 4 parts, 3-4 parts to the song. They're all heavy. There's great breakdowns. The lyrics are catchy. 2 minutes long. The song's 2 minutes long, in and out. It just beats you over the head.
Now,
there you go.
With this new album that's coming out, and you guys are playing live, how are the fans reacting to it?
Well, as of right now, we have not played any new songs live at all.
Okay.
We plan on it with the upcoming touring we're doing in the new year, of course. But right now we just released Put It to the Torch online, and the album is up for pre-order off of iTunes, and we have some fan bundles that has the album and a shirt or a hoodie and the LP and the picture disc and all that good stuff. There's fan bundles you can pre-order right now, but that's all we've done as far as new stuff goes. We're really just trying to get all our stars in line and promote it the right way, and when the time comes, we'll start playing new stuff.
Looks like it's going to be released here in U.S. and Canada on January 29th of 2013, and UK and Europe on January 25th of 2013.
That's correct.
That's what it's showing here. Man, like I said, I can't wait for this album to come out. Live for This was one of my favorites. Doomsayer, I'd have to say, would be my top #1 from you guys.
Excellent. Yeah, those are some of my favorites, too. Every album we've done has those songs that, can be considered anthems, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And this album definitely is up to par with anything we've previously done. There are definitely some anthems on this record that I think the crowds in Europe and the U.S. will be right up front singing along every word.
Now, since you're the drummer and you see everything from afar, but you see everything, I mean, you're right there in between everything. How is it playing with Hatebreed, dude? I mean, just to see the fans go crazy. How is it?
Oh, it's great. I mean, sometimes it kind of knocks me off my seat because, I'm up top, I'm up a little higher, I get the best seat in the house.
Oh, yeah.
I see my guys running around in front of me, and then I see the crowd reacting to them, and I see circle pits around the soundboard. I see everyone jumping up and down all at once. I see everyone, waving their shirts around. I see everything. So sometimes when I should be concentrating playing, I'm just kind of holding the beat, just looking up and watching all the chaos happen. Kind of hypnotized by it.
Yeah.
And you can't help it. I mean, the energy is undeniable, I think, at a Hatebreed show. I don't want to sound cocky, and I'm not tooting our horn or anything, but I mean, the music's aggressive. It gets you pumped up.
It's the truth.
It gets you mad. You can latch onto it. We have universal themes in the lyrics, and it's easy to latch onto it and become active and part of the show.
But it's the truth, man. I mean, like me, for instance, I'm sitting here listening to your guys' music. I come to your show, I want you to get me into your music even more because it's live and I'm seeing you live with my own eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be that way. And a lot of fans release themselves at those shows. Trust me, I've seen it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean,
definitely, we bring out the best in our fans. They get crazy, and the crazier they get, the more we love it.
Now, didn't you guys play at Grasspop this past year?
Yes, we did.
How was playing Grasspop? Because they showed some of it online here on streaming. You could actually watch some of it, and they didn't show you guys, which really ticked me off because they showed everybody else. They showed a little bit of Megadeth, H2O. They showed H2O show. They showed Pennywise, Fear Factory. Showed some of those, but they didn't show you guys. That's what I couldn't understand. How was it, dude?
I wonder why that happened. I mean, I have some footage of it, so. Maybe I'll have to put it up online so everyone can see it.
Yes.
First of all, I think it's great, that a lot of the festivals over there, because a lot of the festivals over there are doing the live feed, of most, if not all, of the bands. Because, especially here in the U.S., I mean, we just don't have festivals of that scale here.
No, we don't.
Europeans, I think, in general, are much more appreciative of different genres of music. And I think that's why you're able to have, we've done festivals where it's Mary J. Blige and us and Blonde Redhead and Joss Stone all on the same stage.
Yeah.
And, over here, if they tried to do that, there'd be riots and murders and just all this fighting and, drunk people just ruining it for everyone.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool that these festivals do the live feed so that America can see what's going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get that here. You know, the biggest thing we get is like the Mayhem tour or the summer festival tours, the Warp tours, the Ozfest, things like that. They're big. They're the biggest thing that we know, but it's not on that scale over there. You know.
Right. Yeah.
So now you put Hatebreed in a situation like that where we're playing to like 20,000 people, and yeah, the show is off the chain. I mean, people jumping, you got the sea of people just jumping up and down all at once and bouncing, and the circle pits are about as big as a house, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They showed the video footage when H2O was playing, and it's amazing how overseas they accept, you know, the U.S. bands, especially H2O and you guys. And you know, they showed this huge pit, just circle. I mean, just a huge pit. And when they broke into, I think, Memory Lane, that's what it was. And they just went crazy. The whole pit went
They do.
crazy.
They love it, man. They participate in the show. There's a lot of audience participation, and it's all safe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but they let loose.
Now,
and it's great to see from my perch up where I am.
Yeah, so being a drummer ain't so bad.
No, best seat in the house.
So, what would you say the wildest thing that you've ever seen on stage live?
That's a tough one. I've seen people in wheelchairs get hoisted over the crowd right in the middle of the pit.
Now that's awesome.
And they're carried around, you know, crowd surfing. I've seen people dressed as like wrestlers stage diving, like, you know, you have Mexican wrestler masks on, just stage diving with a cape on, like just real bizarre stuff. I saw one guy once, he took his fake leg off and he was holding it up in the pit like, yeah, like waving it like a flag.
I have actually seen that before, and it happened at Ozfest. The guy took his leg off. Phil from Pantera was up singing. He grabbed it, and on the leg itself had a Cowboys from Hell sticker. And Phil said he is the roughest, heaviest person in this crowd right now. Yeah, it's bizarre when you see that. You're just like, man, this guy is a diehard. Yeah. Now, when you were younger, what really got you into wanting to play drums? I'd seen an interview where you said something. It was your uncle possibly that had a drum set, and you learned from him, maybe. Yeah, he got me into it for sure. Mm-hmm. My uncle's been a drummer for as long as I can remember. I don't think he plays much anymore, but at the time, I mean, he lived with my grandmother. We would go there on holidays, and he would always have the kit set up, and he would always do a drum solo or something, just jamming. And me being a young kid, 5, 6 years old, I would go in there, and I'm just hitting the drums and making noise, like, wow, what is this thing? So I was always around the drums. I tried guitar first when I was like 11 or 12. Mm-hmm. I figured, I want to play an instrument, you know. You want to play like the bands that you're into. You want to play heavy metal, loud and fast. So I tried the guitar, and I just sucked. Mm-hmm. I just don't get the concept. I can't do the eye finger thing. I just don't have it. Mm-hmm. So I gave that up pretty quick, and I was interested in still playing stuff, and my uncle said, well, I tell you what, I got this drum set laying around, my old drum set. It's in the attic. I'll give it to you if you're into the drums, but I want you to take lessons. You know, try it out first and see if you like it, and then if it's something you're going to stick with, I'll give you this drum set. So I did it. All I had was like a pad and a pair of sticks. Started taking lessons. A couple months later, he gave me the kit, and that was it. I was off and running. Now, with Hatebreed and everything, the way you guys do your songs, do you actually write any of the songs with them, or does Jamie pretty much say, this is what I want, or what do you guys do? I think it's a mix. Well, Jamie and Chris Beatty, the bass player, they write all the guitar riffs, mm-hmm. and Jamie writes all the lyrics. Mm-hmm. So with their ideas, you know, I'll sit down, and if it's like a fast part or something, okay, you know, we want something fast here, or this is kind of a breakdown feel. Everything else I just do myself. They kind of just tell me what the feel is that they're going for, and then I just go for it. And I'll jam around with the riff a bit, and that's how I come up with my parts. What can fans expect at a Hatebreed show?
as far as
anything, pretty much.
You can expect, you can expect a really active show with a lot of audience participation. We try to get the crowd involved with our songs, whether it be circle pitting or jumping up and down or taking off their shirts and waving them around like a flag, or crowd surfing, doing a circle pit around the soundboard, you name it.
What advice would you give people who are wanting to start into music or wanting to hang it up? What would you say to them?
Well, the musical climate is a lot different now than it was when I started. Mm-hmm. I think with record labels and stuff like that, I mean, everything changes so fast that I think the labels and smaller labels, bigger labels, everyone, they're constantly trying to figure out how to market anything because things just change so fast. Yeah. So, it's not the days of like sending your demo tape into a record label and hoping to get signed and then have them pump a bunch of money into you to develop you. Those days are long gone. Yeah. I mean, it's easier now to just record a record in your bedroom and put it out online and get the message out that way, doing it real DIY style. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say quit. I mean, it's a frustrating thing, especially if you play an instrument. You can't lose sight of the joy that you get playing an instrument. Exactly. Just because you're not going to make it big or famous doesn't mean you should quit or hang it up. I mean, even when my days are done being a professional player, touring guy, whatever you want to call me, I don't think I'll ever quit. There's no reason to do that. I'll always play drums. It's in me just as much as it's in anybody else, But I think the key, like to local guys in a local band that are real hungry to get going, I think the key is to just get out there with your band and play as many clubs as you possibly can and network out with other local musicians that are trying to do the same thing as you. Call up your local clubs and get together with other bands and put your own shows together. Mm-hmm, yeah. And promote them yourself, There's Facebook and Twitter and all that. I mean, just blow it up.
Reverb Nation is another one.
With that, yeah, Reverb Nation gets your music out there. There's YouTube. Mm-hmm. YouTube has, live concerts now are going up while they're going on. People are putting clips up 5 minutes later. Someone's at a show, they got their phone held up. 5 minutes later, it's on YouTube. Yeah. So there's plenty of ways to promote yourself and your band, but I think the most important thing is networking locally. I mean, that's where everything starts.
And you was talking about the record companies and bands breaking away and stuff. I mean, look at Metallica. They just formed their own record company.
Yeah.
I mean,
they just did. They got their master tapes back, and they put all their stuff on Spotify, and now they own everything.
That's
so they're going to do it all themselves, and they're on a level, of course, that's just gigantic.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, that's the ultimate goal, to be in charge of your own material and your own destiny.
Now, would you want your kids to do the same thing as you, Matt, that play music and things like that? Would you want them to follow your footsteps, or would you want them to do something different?
Oh, it'd be great if they could do what I did. I mean, I'm surprised that I've done what I've done. I never would have thought I'd be able to tour the world. When I started, I just wanted to be in a band and play the bowling alley, the local bar at the bowling alley. I mean, that was my goal, or to play the big club that's around here in Poughkeepsie, New York, called The Chance. Yeah. It was a big treat if you were a local band to be able to play there and open up for a national act, or just put a show together of local bands and be able to play there. Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't deter my kid. If I had kids, I wouldn't deter anyone from doing that. I mean, it's a passion that you have, and you got to go for it. Right. I was going to school. I was going to try to be the 9-to-5 teacher guy, and I probably still would. I mean, I'm still working on my education. I never lose sight of that. I'm still in limbo with my college degree, but one day I will get it. I swear to God, I will get it. I'll finish it just to have that piece of paper and say I did it. But at the same time, there's the passion of being a musician and being good at the instrument that you're playing, and sharing that same love of jamming with other guys in a band, and you get that chemistry and the feeling of jamming a song in front of people and nailing those parts and stuff. I mean, it's better than any drug you'll ever take. Oh, yeah. The feeling of that, So I would never deter someone from chasing after that same thing. Go for it. Practice your instrument. Be good. Be in a good band. Make your band awesome, and go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, don't ever give up, man. I mean, don't
ever give up. I mean, there's no reason to. Of course, we all have bills to pay. I mean, you can't just be eaten out of the garbage can your entire life because you're not making any money. I mean, the necessary evil, unfortunately, in this life is you need to pay your bills and you need money to do that. So the one thing I've always kept in my life, being a professional musician, I guess, if you want to call it that, whatever I am, a touring drummer, whatever, is I always have a plan B. I think that's important, where no matter how old you are, no matter what you're doing, always have a plan B. Because you never know if plan A is going to work out. So if that doesn't work out, hey, you always got plan B to fall back on. Yeah. And then when you're doing plan B, you should have a plan C, too. Just always have other options.
You look at these sports players who get hurt and they leave college early. I mean, they're pretty much screwed.
Yeah. I'm a believer in general in life. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Always have some other stuff going on.
Very true. Now, Matt, with you guys coming on tour in January, the big one for this new album, have you guys thought about maybe doing a live stream from somewhere, maybe?
I think we've talked about it a little bit, but nothing definite. I know Lamb of God just did that on this tour. I think they did a live stream from, I think their Philadelphia show. Yeah. There's websites now that are doing stuff like that. So, I would be into it.
Yeah, they just did Philadelphia. I think that's what they called it. And it was on Access Live, and I DVR'd it. I'm pretty sure that was the right one.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, it's a great idea. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. It's great to see, to be able to show live what a Hatebreed show is all about.
My last final question for you to let you off here, brother, because I know you're busy and everything. What does Hatebreed... Well, I call it Hatebreed. What does Hatebreed bring to the table?
Which table?
Music-wise.
I think we bring honest, catchy music that's hard and aggressive. In a world of heavy metal where there's a lot of bands out there, and I don't take anything away from any band, but there's a lot of bands that want to show their technicality and their, professional wizardry and whatever. There's a lot of shredders out there. Mm-hmm. I think we're on the other side of the spectrum. It's real cut and dry. It's very catchy, straight to the dome, heavy riffs. So we're on the other side of the spectrum. Not to say we can't play our instruments. I'm not saying that at all. It's just I think we simplify things a little more in a world right now that everyone is trying to be technical.
Yeah.
And I think we also bring lyrics that deal with universal subjects that a lot of people can relate to in their lives: child abuse, self-empowerment, positivity. Not many bands sing about those subjects as cut and dry as we do.
Yeah.
It's very matter of fact. It's real, it's simplistic, it's very honest, it's very genuine, it's real music.
And thank you guys for doing that, man, honestly.
Right on, man. Yeah, we love our fans. Our fans are loyal to us. It's amazing to see, whether we tour around the U.S. or other parts of the world, how loyal those fans are, and they dig everything we do, and we'll keep going back.
One last question. I promise I'll let you go. But when you're out and about in town and everything, or wherever your guys are at, and someone comes up and tells you, "Hey, this song changed my life," how does that make you feel?
It's really flattering. I don't let it go to my head.
Right.
It's just flattering that people are that genuine. I listened to A Call for Blood and off your Perseverance record, and I can really relate because I had problems with child abuse when I was younger, and it's like, they feel like our fans feel that we're speaking directly to them. And I think being a band, being a musician, when you make that connection with a fan, there's no other feeling like that in the world.
Yeah, like the song This Is Now really helped me because I kept thinking about it and started listening to the song even more and more. It's like, dude, if you don't take a chance, you're never going to know nothing. You got to do it now.
Yep.
So
that's the name of the game.
Yep. Matt, I want to thank you so much for being on the show this evening. But everybody listen up. Go to hatebreed.com. Get the Divinity of Purpose. You can pre-order it. And it comes out live January 29th, 2013 for U.S. and Canada. And January 25th of 2013 of UK and Europe. You can also listen to Put It to the Torch. They got pre-order bundles. Man, and Wednesday, December 26th, and Thursday, December 27th. If you're around New Haven on the 26th, check them out. And Stillborn Fest in Pennsylvania. Go check these guys out. You won't be let down. Trust me. And Matt, if you don't mind, would you care to do a promo for the show?
Sure.
This is Matt Byrne from Hatebreed, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
BODS Mayhem Hour.
Yep.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Matt Byrne from Hatebreed, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Matt. Wish you guys the best of luck. Guys, stick around. We're going to get back to listen to some music. You only hear these interviews right here on Uber City Radio and BODS Mayhem Hour. We're going to crank up some Hatebreed, and I hope you guys like it. Stick around.